huge series looking all over. And what we've been doing like the last 2 years is concentrating a lot of Rabbanim from the last 2, 3, 400 years. But now we're going back in time also. We're going to explore many of the great Rabbanim, even from maybe up to 1,000 years ago now. We haven't done that so much, but now let's concentrate it. It's going to be the Hilula here in the month of Iyar of the famous Rif, the great rabbi, the Rif known, this is the acronym of his name, Rabbi Yitzchak Alfasi. He was born in the English year 1013 and he passed away in English year 1103. So he lived approximately 90 years. I believe actually he was born in Algeria. He was part of the great rabbis, and he passed away on Yud Iyar. Naturally, that is the 10th of Iyar, naturally. Over here, he was a great Talmudist, and a Posek also. Posek is a decider in halachic matters. Also, he's best known for his incredible Torah work it's a legal code work called the Sefer HaHalachot, which is considered the first fundamental work in the halachic spectrum. His name, Alfasi, Rabbi Alfasi, means of fez in Arabic. This does naturally, but naturally, opinions are going to differ with regards to whether he lived in Fez or not. Fez, I believe, is in where Morocco is nowadays, where many great rabbis came from. He was born in Kalat Hamad, which is understood by historians of, say, the past 100 years to have been a Kalat Bnei Hamad in modern-day Algeria. It's the capital city of Sanhaja Hamadid dynasty of the central Maghreb, also, which is very interesting. However, older sources believe that Kalat Hamad refers to the village of Fez. Rabbi Alfasi's name would indicate that his family had ancestry in Fez, naturally, an idea which is supported by frequent references to him as Ben Alfasi or Ibn Alfasi. Also, he studied in Tunisia or Kairouan in Tunisia under the great Rabbi Nissim ben Yaakov and Hananel ben Chushiel, the recognized rabbinical authorities of that specific age. And Rabbi Hananel trained Rabbi Alfasi to deduce and to clarify the halakha from Gemara sources, naturally. And Rabbi Alfasi then conceived of the idea of compiling a comprehensive work that would present all of the practical conclusions of the Gemara in a clear, definitive matter. And it's actually interesting, he achieved this by working 10 consecutive years, it was reported over, in his father-in-law's attic. Very interesting. And in the year 1045, Rabbi Alfasi moved to Fez with his wife and 2 children. In fact, Fez's Jewish community undertook to support him and his family, so that, this is reported over, so that he could work on his Sefer Halachot undisturbed, naturally, over there. And very much interesting also, they founded the yeshiva in his honor, and many students throughout Morocco at that point in time came to study under his guidance, under his auspices at the time. And the most famous students included Rabbi Yehuda Levi, the author of the famous Kuzari. He also taught Rabbi Yosef ibn Migash, or the Rimigash also, who was in turn a teacher of Rabbi Maimon, the father and teacher of Maimonides, Rambam, naturally also there. So we can add a lot more within regards to the great rabbi over here from different sources over here. It's actually interesting. Rabbi Alfasi actually remained in Fez for 40 years until during which time he completed the Sefer Halachot. And in the year 1088, he was around 75 years of age. He left Fez for Al-Andalus, eventually becoming the head of the yeshiva in Luciana, which is Cordoba, in the year 1089 over there. Very much interesting also. Let's look at some of the family history of the great rabbi over there. There's Hananel ben Hushai, his student was Rabbi Alfasi, and then Rabbi Alfasi had Rabbi Yosef ibn Migash and Rabbi Yehuda Levi, as we stated before. The Sefer Halachot, what was that? Also known as Hilchot Arif or Hilchot Rav Alfas, was Rabbi Alfasi's main work written in Fez. It extracts all the pertinent legal decisions from 3 Gemara orders, Moed, Nashim, and also Nezikin, as well as the tractates of Barachot and Hulin, which is 24 tractates in all. Rabbi Alfasi actually transcribed the Gemara's halachic conclusions in the most amazing way. What's interesting is, I think it's reported over, he excluded all Agadic, non-legal matters, as well as discussion of the halakha, practicable only in the land of Israel. Generally, the work follows the ordering of the Gemara, but sometimes Gemara excerpts are moved from place to place, and even rarely non-Gemara texts are incorporated into the work also. The impact of what today, Maimonides actually wrote that Rabbi Alfasi's work has superseded all the Geonic codes, for it contains all the decisions and laws which we need in our day. Sefer Halachot. It plays a fundamental role in the development of halakha. Firstly, the Rif succeeded in producing a digest, which became the object of close study and led it in turn to the great codes of Maimonides and of Rabbi Yosef Karo, the famous Rabbi Yosef Karo. Secondly, it served as one of the three pillars of halakha, as an authority underpinning both the Arba Turim and the Shulchan Aruch, respectively. Actually, Rabbi Nissim Gerona, the Ran, compiled a detailed and explicit commentary on the work, and in Yeshivot, the Rif and the Ran are regularly studied as part of the Gemara schedule. Of there, much more stuff can be written with regards to the great works of his. Let's just look at some of the other works of the great Rabbi. Also, Rabbi Alfasi wrote many responsa. These were generally written in Arabic and were soon translated into Hebrew as She'elot Utshvot Harif also. What's also interesting, another tidbit is his work was published prior to the times of Rashi and other commentators and resulted in a profound change in the study practices of this, let's just say the Gemara, the scholarly Jewish public, in that it opened the world of the Gemara to the public at large. It soon became known as the Talmud Katan, the little Gemara, little Talmud. At the close of the Middle Ages, when the Talmud was unfortunately banned in Italy, it was reported over, Rabbi Alfasi's code was exempted, so that from the 16th and 19th centuries, his work was a primary subject of study in the Italian Jewish community. It's reported over. Rabbi Alfasi has a huge part in the important place in the development of Sephardi method of studying the Gemara, and in contradistinction to the, let's say, the more Eastern European approach, Ashkenazi approach, the Sephardim, let's just say, sought to simplify the Gemara and free it from, let's say, casualistic into a great amount of detail. This is reported over, and we have to see the example of Hanel ben Chushiel. But it's going to be his Hilula here this week, here on the 10th of Adar, 10th of Iyar, Yud Iyar. Naturally, please light candles in his memory of the great rabbi, really great rabbi. He was probably the greatest, one of the great authorities of halakha in Jewish history. And wishing you all Shabbat Shalom. I'm recording this just before Shabbat, Parashat Emor, here in May 17th, 2024. And take care, and I hope it was informative.